Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you happen to be watching this. Welcome back. This is the end of Season 3 of FMFC, the People's Series. And again, what I'm going to do is a different format again to the last couple of episodes. I think this time we should focus on the actual club FMFC and how those guys are getting on and the people who are still there. And then we'll come to have a look at the guys who have moved on, got their contracts, earning the big bucks, and see how they're all doing. So, first season in League 1, FMFC finished 10th. So a very, very solid start to life in League 1. And if you actually look at it, 66 points. They were only 5 off the playoffs. So that's a very, very good first season in charge for Brian Deane. Although no, he's not in charge anymore. Phil Parkinson is in charge. So that's quite interesting. So if we type in Brian Deane, what happened to him? History, overview, career stats, no, achievements. He was sacked. He was sacked in February, which is really interesting. And then obviously Phil Parkinson's come in and actually done a pretty decent job. Has guided them to 10th place, which is good. So in February, where was he at? Possibly around about this period where they weren't doing particularly well. That would make sense. And then Phil Parkinson's come in and actually done a really, really good job. Again, sort of home attendance is averaging, so what, about 4-3, 4-5, 4-4. So the attendances have gone up a lot since the promotion to League 1, as you probably would expect. Let's just have a look at some of the players then and see who's actually remaining at the club. So we're going to start off with Kyle Snedden. Again, for Kyle, he really does need to get a move because he's not playing any league games at all. A lot of under 23 games and non-competitive matches, but nothing in the first team. Whereas DRK continues to be the main man, the main goalkeeper for FMFC. He's on £4,700 a week now. Really, really good stats. Obviously conceded a lot more in this division, but still kept 13 clean sheets, 44 games played. Again, he's established himself now as the #1 goalkeeper for FMFC. Velocity Gaming, again, stats have started to increase. 29 appearances for the team. Looks like he's been injured for quite a while. Currently receiving treatment for a broken toe. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, 7 weeks out injured, so that's obviously affected Velocity Gaming's sort of end to the season, would you say? But yeah, 29 appearances, that's a good solid season for him. Alan Connolly seems to have taken that mantelpiece and taken on the challenge of being the right back for the club. He's played 19 games and 9 off the bench with an average rating of 6.78. Again, stats are gradually, very, very gradually, slowly starting to increase as the seasons go on. Culture left foot appears to have had a very, very good season. 7.12 average rating, 33 appearances made, and is establishing himself as the centre back. It is currently wanted by Tottenham. So whether or not he'll be able to, whether or not they'll be able to stick and keep a hold of Cultured left foot is another matter. But again, he's established himself as a very, very good centre back. Dave Azzopardi continues to go from strength to strength. Again, another good season. 7.46 average rating. That's really impressive. 4 assists, 3 player of the matches in 38 appearances. There's a reason why I was selecting him a lot at the beginning of the series, but only a year left on his contract. Will he get another deal or will he be moving on? That would be interesting to see. FM Life doesn't appear to as if he's actually on a fixed contract. So he's earning 1.3 a week, but he hasn't got an expiry, so he didn't leave the club. But he has played 24 games this season. But the crucial thing now, damaged cruciate ligaments, 6 to 7 months out injured. Hopes the manager will stick by him whilst he's injured. That could be a massive, massive drawback for anyone wanting to try and sign FM Live. That's frustrating. Lucas Cook, again, stats are starting to gradually increase slowly but surely. Composure is probably the one thing that's really letting him down in terms of overall stats, because physically and the main attributes, heading, tackling, passing, are all pretty decent. But only getting 11 games this season, so really needs to move on, if I'm being honest, and is safe. Again, someone who is earning a contract, not valued at anything, is a freebie if anybody wants him. Because again, he's not been signed up to a new contract. Home dressing room, you're finally getting some game time, mate. Hallelujah, you're finally playing some games. 17 in total in League One. 2 player of the match performances, 6.99 average rating, and some of these stats are gradually starting to go up. But for you, mate, the main thing is that you're finally playing. That FM regen, no progress from last time, if I'm being brutally honest. Absolutely no progress whatsoever. Has only played in 10 league games this season. Stats have not got any better. And unfortunately for that FM regen, he's just not playing. He's available on the loan list. He needs to get out of FMFC. The anchor man continues to be the main man for FMFC. 700 grand he's now on. 4 goals, 14 assists in 37 appearances. Stats, I don't think they're taking a massive jump up, but again, he's the main man for this team, and you would think that if anyone's going to fire them to glory, it's going to be this guy. Golden FM, earning 1.5 grand a week, no contract, which is really interesting. He's playing on a month-to-month contract basis. Easily still one of the best players in the team, and it's now got a couple of caps for Chile as well, which is really, really good. Played 26 times this season, 8 assists, which is a little bit down on last season, but you know, for the jump up in league, you know, in league stature, playing very, very well. 8 assists, 7.05 average rating. Very, very good stuff from Golden FM. Nice one, Paul. Matt Slater. Again, stats gradually starting to increase, but out with a big injury. How long have you been injured for? 5 weeks. 5 weeks, so that's not too bad. But again, stats are gradually getting better. Not a major improvement on many areas. Only played 14 games so far this season, or for the season rather, but with 4 assists, a pretty decent average rating, just below 7. So that's pretty good. I would say, again, probably needs to get a move away. Tom Bleachinio, really sorry, mate, you are not getting any game time either. It appears that if there's only certain players that are playing regularly in this team, and unfortunately for Tom, he's not one of them, but he's only got, well, actually, he's still got another 2 years left on his contract. Again, I'll say you need to move because he's only played or started 5 games this season. Keepers is still at the club, 10 goals in 37 games, is the poacher for the team. 725k, he's only got a year left on his contract, so again, will he be signed up? I hope he does, because he's got some really, really good stats and could easily play at a higher level than this. But he played 37 games last year, so he is performing quite well, although an average rating of 6.6 is not amazing. But I think, again, I'd probably say another level at this, another season at this level rather, would do Keepers a world of good, but you know, a move away and a loan might well help out as well. So that's pretty much it in terms of the actual squad. Keepers, unfortunately, is not the top goal scorer. Kane Hemmings is with 21 goals. In terms of assists, it's the anchor man with 16 assists. That's just insane. Brilliant stats from you, mate. Anyone in the under-23s? Curti FM continues to be there. I can't wait for you to leave the club, mate. You really, really need to go somewhere and get some game time. But the good thing about goalkeepers is that they never really progress until they're between the ages of about 28 to 32. That's really when they hit their stride. So for your sake, I hope you get a move out. And anybody in the under-18s? I highly doubt it. No, nobody's in the under-18s. So that is the situation with FMFC. Team is doing quite nicely, progressing quite well without me in charge. So let's have a look at some of the guys who have got their moves away and how they're progressing. So the first player on the list is Cam Clark. Again, progressing very, very nicely. On loan from Man City, currently plying his trade at Barnsley. And the stats are very, very good and only getting better, which is great to see. More game time in the Championship this time. With Burnley, didn't get any game time at all. But this year has had a full season of Championship football with Barnsley. That is more like it. Better average rating, although again not great. But let's just have a look at Barnsley. They finished 14th, so it's kind of about average. GWFM is the first player to really establish himself at a Premier League team. Full time now at Everton. No more loan moves for this guy. He's valued at 8.5 million, 15 grand a week contract, 23 Premier League appearances. Finally, someone has made it to the top level. although it's only at early age, obviously at the age of 20, but it's nice to see someone progressing really, really well. Average rating is a lot better, so he's had a couple of loan moves, League 2, a loan move at Middlesbrough, which, you know, didn't make too many appearances. But yeah, really now starting to establish himself at Everton with a good rating. Well done, mate. Oh, what a moment. What a moment. I'm currently on loan at Norwich. Yes. Oh, that's a brilliant moment. So, I am currently on loan at my beloved Norwich City. That makes me feel very, very happy. And I've been playing a lot of games. 47 appearances, 8 assists, although quite a few, 9 have come from the bench. But that is really, really awesome. That is amazing. Where did Norwich finish? They finished 4th in the Championship. And they got promoted in the player final. Did I play in the player final? I did. I didn't do that well, but I did play in the player final, so I got to play at Wembley for my team. I can quit the series now. There's nothing else that needs to be done. I can quit it. McGillivray FM on loan from Arsenal. Were you at Arsenal before? But you're at Derby at the moment. I only played 10 games in the Premier League, but did you move to... I was going to say, I didn't think you were at Arsenal, so you've moved... Again, it's a £6.5 million you've had spent on you so far. 4.9 million moved to Arsenal and now on loan at Derby. And again, those stats are only getting better as well. You're obviously playing in amongst the big boys. It's now time to break into the Arsenal mould and see what you can do after an okay start to your career with Derby. The FM star continues to go from strength to strength. A solid season out on loan at Brighton. 39 appearances, 7.30 average rating. Very, very good stats for a left back. 3 goals and 3 assists, which is brilliant again. You know, they could quite easily turn you into a left midfielder and really, really make you a force in football. But again, decent stats for a left back. Mark has had another good season with QPR, now valued at 9 million, 37 appearances, 9 assists to your name, which is very, very good for a left back. You're just doing really well, mate. You've got your move, 2.9 million a couple of years ago, and you're just playing continuous football at Championship level. And I think, honestly, it's not too long before you get a big move to a Premier League club and you really go on to establish yourself, because you've done really, really well here, mate. Adamski Clarkinho got another loan move away from Juventus, this time at Sunderland in the Premier League, and 32 appearances. That is brilliant. Again, physical attributes doing really well. Mentally, it's gradually increasing. But yeah, that's a great amount of appearances to play in the Premier League. Unfortunately, having said that, you couldn't quite keep Sunderland up, mate. But still, that is very, very impressive. And that can only bode well for your career at Juventus. I hope they start playing you a little bit more at your actual club. Controversial, Game Affair TV. You got loaned out to Middlesbrough from Newcastle. Incredibly controversial. Again, stats are increasing. You're playing 40 games at Championship level for Middlesbrough. Did you get promoted? I can't remember. You finished 5th in the Championship, so you lost in the semi-finals of the of the playoffs, which is annoying. To my team, get in. What a result. So Game Affair TV, unfortunately, didn't get a promotion, but valuable first team experience. That can only do well for you. Alex Malloy on loan from Everton at Swansea. 5 games played. Waste of a loan period. Absolute waste of a loan. That's not good for your development. You need a season out on loan at a Championship club, because that has been a complete and utter waste of time. FM Zone, £9 million value, 22.5 grand contract at West Brom. Championship football. Is that 17 assists as a centre-back? 17 assists from 30 appearances. That is just absolutely mad. Stats are just getting better and better as a centre-half. You've done really well here, mate. Bood FM is still at Reading. Value has gone up. Stats have gone up. 37 games and 9 assists for Bood. Very, very nice attributes. They're only getting better. Again, I think your mental side of things could do a bit of a work. Obviously, things like this for a defensive midfielder is not amazing, but those physical attributes are getting better. And you've now got a couple of player traits. So tries long-range passes and likes to switch ball to other flank, which is a cool thing to have as an anchor man. You know, you stop and play, and you're the one making the passing range. Again, with passing 18, you would expect that. Mr. BT playing for Stoke. We spoke about it last time, saying that you need to get some loan time away. You did. You played for Orlando City in the MLS. So that's some decent loan time. You've come back and played 2 games for Stoke. So again, you need a proper loan move. A proper loan move, because playing these odd bits and pieces here and there is not great. You still got 3 years left on your contract. You're progressing okay, but you need some more game time. Java FC continues to go from strength to strength. This time he's on loan from Man City to West Brom. 25 appearances in the Championship, 1 goal, 2 assists, 6.57 average rating. So again, not the best, but you've made a step up and you're progressing, and that's the main thing. I think another year out on loan and you'll do quite well. You've got yourself a new contract till 2023. Man City obviously value you. That's the main thing. Toxic Lemon currently playing for QPR, but is wanted by Sunderland. That's quite interesting. A couple of years left on your contract, 725 grand. It's not... It's average. It's average. You've played 17 games, 9 substitute appearances with 4 assists. I'd say your stats have not gotten much better, if I'm being brutally honest. But hopefully that move from to Sunderland can materialise and you can only get better, because you're not getting as many games as you possibly could with QPR. FM Gizmo on loan to Blackburn from Derby. Poor accents. 40 appearances in the Championship though. Again, much better. More game time, 7 assists, 6.76 average rating. That loan move has done you the world of good. So you've gone up a massive level. You've gone from playing League 2 straight up to Championship football with Blackburn, and you've performed quite well, I have to admit. So fair play. AP Football currently on loan at Celtic. Unfortunately, with the Celtic League, I can't see how many games you are actually playing. So again, your value is incredibly high, mate. You're doing, you really are worth something. But as I said, because it's a Scottish league, it doesn't show me many appearances, so I can't tell if you've actually been playing that much, that much football. So that's slightly disappointing, and I think that could have halted your progress. Okay, this is weird. Fat Man Dupe has gone to New York. You're playing for New York Red Bulls. I have to admit, I probably think you're the most well-rounded player that we've got still on the shortlist. Where did you move from? See, you were playing quite well. You were playing a lot of games for FMFC, and you've only just recently signed for New York Red Bulls. And again, you're not doing too badly. 2 goals, 4 assists from 9 appearances, which is a good start to a career in America. A very strange move, but you're on 21 grand a week. Hopefully, if you can continue playing out there, someone might pick you up and maybe move you back to England. I don't know. But a very, very strange move. Our first player to go really abroad, if you know what I mean. Just FM Says has had, again, a nice loan move to Blackburn. So Blackburn have helped out a couple of our players here. On loan from Watford, 26 games, 5 assists. Could have done slightly better. 3 player of the match is 7.20 rating, so I suppose it's not that bad. But again, the main stats for a winger are all getting better, and that is all you can ask for in the position that you play. Kinrez is a disappointing one, because you're on loan from Liverpool, which is great, but you've gone on loan to Middlesbrough and you just haven't played many games. 11 games so far. Have you had... So Middlesbrough loaned you when you were in the Premier League, didn't play you, and then they've loaned you back again, they didn't play you. Hopefully Liverpool don't make the same mistake a third time and loan you out to Middlesbrough, because that's just a waste of your career. Just Mike Plays is... Okay, so big moves for Mike. He has gone to Man City. Did you go to Man City last time? Yeah, you did. Sorry, you went to Man City last time. Obviously, work permit wise, I think that's what the issue is here. Yeah, work permit. Work permit wise is an issue. So you've gone out on loan to NAC in Holland. Yes, that's right. And only played 6 games. So I think it's just a case of getting you some work experience or getting the work permit sorted, and then you'd be able to come back and possibly have a career in England. But stats have not gone up a massive amount. Physicals are looking okay, but the rest is not great. Andrew Rogers, again, waste of an absolute season. Waste of a season. Only one Premier League start on loan from Arsenal to Swansea. So a complete waste of a season. Has not even been playing many under-23 games. It just seems like such a shame that the clubs are not loaning you out to the right teams, because that, you know, for your own development, that really is a shame. But again, I suppose stats are looking okay. I think probably next season's a bit of a make or break. Fry Badger. That's a really weird one. Your stats have gone up massively. Really have. You're now valued at 11.5 million. You've made 33 appearances, but 32 of them have come from the sub bench. So again, you would have to say that is a waste of a season. Considering where you had last time in the Championship to that really is a waste. That's really annoying. But you know, you're still contracted to Chelsea. Maybe they might take a punt on you. I don't know. Sergeant Ferb is on loan from Burnley at Newcastle. Probably the strangest transfer so far. Again, very good stats. Only 2 goals from 6 appearances though, so that is really disappointing. Burnley in the Championship. So Burnley in the Championship are loaning Newcastle in the Premier League a striker. That's just bizarre. That's just really bizarre. But again, good stats, physicals, very good. All the attributes you want as a striker, but you just need to be getting some game time. Cappers on loan from Chelsea to Everton, £11 million. Again, no game time. This is really starting to frustrate me. No one is getting any game time that they need, and that's just a waste. Absolute waste. You've gone on loan to Everton, and you just have not played. You have not played. Again, didn't play on loan at Wolves, haven't played on loan at Everton. Really frustrating. So in terms of the players, that is it in terms of the individuals and what kind of going on with stats and where you're at. I said really disappointing that half of you aren't getting any game time. I think for a lot of you, next season is going to be a make or break, and I've said it a lot during this episode, but I really think it is. It's going to be a case of, do you move on from FMFC? Do you continue with them to go upper leagues, or do you get away from your big clubs and try and have a proper spell, getting some game time and getting your stats up? So in terms of, let's have a look at some of the normal stuff that we go through. Let's have a look at who's made the most appearances. Me, getting DRK, Cam Clark, keepers, fairly routine on there. Most goals was, keepers with 13. Nobody else is really banging in many goals in terms of an average rating. Dupe, FM Zone, FM Live, the Anchorman, and then myself. I'm actually quite happy with how I progressed on this. I didn't think I was going to be doing that well, but it's nice to see. General information, we've had a look at this. The most value, Fry Badger, Cappers, McGilvery, FM Zone, Mark. There's some really high numbers in here now. And again, what you would expect, most of the play, all the ones at the bottom are playing for FMFC. And there's a few guys on here which are really low value that need to get out of their clubs as soon as they possibly can. In terms of contracts, who's on the most? Let's see if we actually organise that properly. So I'm on the highest wage, which is just bizarre. Then followed by AP Football, Mark and Cappers. In terms of whose contracts expiring, we've got 3 people whose contracts have already expired. We've got quite a few people who play for FMFC whose contracts are expiring next year. And so far, only 2 of them, or 1 of them is wanted, and a couple of guys are available out on loan. So that'll be really interesting. From an international stage, who is, in terms of youth appearances, more or less the same as the kind of figures we saw last time. Youth goals, again, more or less. But you look at who's got actual full-fledged caps. Keepers and Mr. Beattie have got 1 each. Cappers has got 1 for England. That's incredible. how have you managed to get a cap for England? That's just insane. Golden FM's now starting to get some appearances for Chile, which is really cool. That's really, really cool, because that is a tough team to break into. FM Life's got 8 for Australia, then Mark McGilvery have got some for Scotland, and then fairly sort of routine numbers from here. Just Mike plays for Gibraltar, Lucas Cooks for the Maldives, Dave Azzopardi for Malta, and Dupe, 24 appearances for South Africa. I honestly think Dupe is probably going to turn out to be the best player. It's a really, really weird thing to say considering the stats, but I think because he's going to another country, he's going to be playing a lot more. He's playing a lot of international football. I just think that he eventually is going to progress to be the best player on the series. But hey, so what I want you guys to do in the comment section below is let me know how you think your guy's going to develop, where you think he's going to move. Are you happy with how your player is progressing? Leave me your thoughts about your individual guy, or whoever you are supporting or following if you're not involved in the series, down in the comment section below. That would be amazing. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch the video, and as I said, what we're going to do now is progress for the next episode 2 seasons in advance, and we'll have a look again at who's stuck around with FMFC, where they are, and where you guys are all ended up as well. So until the next time we see each other, and as always on the channel, adios.